Hello, Arty Peoples, and welcome to another episode of Jerry's Live. My name is Annie Klein, and I will be your host this evening. And as you can see, we have Ophelia Staton back in the studio with us today. And I don't know about you, but I am so excited.
I do get excited.
Yes.
I do get so excited.
So everyone, please, a round of applause for Ophelia being here. Yes. Amazing show planned. Ophelia is here representing Pantone and Royal Talens. We're going to have an amazing show about the markers and inks, correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. Now, before
The
I
entire
officially...
collection.
Oh, man. I'm excited about this. Now, before we officially do jump into today's show, I wanted to remind you that if you are interested in anything that we are using on the show today, make sure you go to the website, JerrysArtarama.com, and type in today's class code, which is JL392. So if you type in JL392 in the search bar at the top of the website, our teacher's cart will come up, and then you can check out everything there. So, what are we doing today?
Alrighty. So, like she said, we're here to talk about the Talent and Pantone line of wonderful things. So we've got markers, we've got inks to play with, and we've got their paper pads. And but before I start that, and you can go ahead and start painting. Oh, I should say, Emmy's going to be using the markers, and I'm going to be using the marker inks, just because it kind of goes with our style of how we would paint, maybe. So I'm going to give us a tiny bit of history and a tiny bit of history on Pantone, so that we kind of get the, I don't know, the beginning of it all. But Pantone information. Yes. Why did that not come out of my mouth?
That's okay. Now, also, as a just quick little reminder, because normally when we have Royal Talens and Pantone on the show, we have a giveaway. So make sure we are all paying attention and hanging on until the end when we announce our giveaway. So that will be towards the end. So just don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
But
don't go anywhere.
Let's talk about the history, and so, while you're doing that, I'm going to be swatching and playing with these markers.
Okay. So, Pantone, of course, was developed in or introduced in 1963 as devised to help, of course, printers and designers with uniformity of color as well as consistency. Now, it's the standardized color matching system widely used, of course, by... Oh, you know what? Can we do the overhead so that you see what she's doing? Because we're going to be looking a lot at her hands, and I'm over here on my paper pad. But it's the standardized color matching system widely used around the world to help like designers and manufacturers and all of the above. Now, the Pantone color guides are now used by artists, designers, manufacturers, all industries worldwide when you want to have accurate color identification as well as quality control. And I've got my notes here so that I can keep myself on track, because an hour feels like a long time until we start, and then the hour is gone, and I want to make sure that I stay on topic and not start talking about the lifespan of flies kind of thing, because I did Google that. So,
Love this.
The Pantone Color Institute provides customized color standards and brand identity, but I think that one that I'm most familiar with, and maybe we all are most familiar with, is their trend forecasting, like the Pantone Color of the Year.
Which, for 2025 is... What is the picture? Mocha Mousse.
Mocha Mousse.
Right?
Mousse.
Mousse.
Right.
And that's mousse. Mousse is in like the chocolate mousse, not the animal.
Not the animal.
I was really hoping for the animal, and I wanted to draw a brown chocolatey mousse, but...
Oh, we could have drawn a brown chocolatey mousse.
We could have, but I didn't have brown here today. Which we do have the inks, and I can mix them.
Yes, we can.
I have plans. We have plans.
Okay, we have plans. Sorry. So, back to the Pantone. There's a huge brand awareness now with like close to 4 million followers on Instagram, and more than 10 million designers and illustrators around the world that rely on these Pantone products to help define and communicate color from your inspiration to your realization. So from start to finish, this is what we've got. And so now a comprehensive, of course, range of markers and inks and papers were developed in partnership between Royal Talens and Pantone, which means these products have the official match to the Pantone color matching system, And it's great news for anybody that needs to make critical color decisions and in their work. So the Talens and Pantone markers and inks are developed for the graphic color system of Pantone, corresponding with the formula guide, solid, uncoated.
Now, with that one, I'm actually going to jump in here because I actually used to do sign design. I was a graphic designer and like the signs on the front of a building. So I actually was very familiar with Pantone before I even came to this job. And this is something that I used all the time. This is what Ophelia was just talking about. We have a formula guide, which is solid uncoated, and then we have a formula guide that is solid coated. Now that can be a little confusing if you are unfamiliar, essentially because the colors that are in here are also in here. There's just a slight variation. The way that I can explain this to make it as simple as possible is that the solid coated looks like you have varnish on it. It is glossy and the colors are really vibrant and deep and rich and beautiful. Now the uncoated really works well with what we're doing today because it doesn't have a varnish kind of coating on it. Everything is matte. The reason why that works really well for what we're doing, we're working on paper. This is absorbing into paper. We're not going to have a shiny finish. So the color that we have, the inks and everything that we are working with are going to really perfectly match that. Now, I actually did just look this up. It's on page 23.
Yep.
So this is Pantone Orange 021. You have a U at the end. That is representing the uncoated.
Gotcha.
So if I show that right next to my orange that's over here, it matches perfectly. Now, I'm going to show you also the difference between the coated and uncoated to give you a visual understanding of kind of how they change. Here we go. That is the same color right there. This is coated on the left. This is uncoated on the right. You can tell that it's just a little deeper, and that's where, especially when you're working with designers, like if you're doing toy design and you do a color mock-up and you send it off to the people that are going to manufacture it, this is where these come really in. Just it's so handy so that they make exactly what you're after.
Right.
If you're making signs on the wall, you can do a perfect color match for something.
So
if there's
uniformity.
a brand consistency, this is where this
right.
comes in, and that's why these markers and inks working well with this is so amazing for designers to have, because you can quickly do color studies, sketches, and get your ideas from paper to a manufacturer in like a heartbeat.
That's perfect information. Thank you. I have a question out there. Is in the comments, has Jeff come in yet?
Yay! Hi, Jeff.
He's on YouTube. Okay. Hey, Jeff. I just wanted to let you guys know Jeff is not here. He is true brains. I am not. You ask him what time it is, and he will build the watch for you. However, he is in the comments on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and you have a specific question for him, just say, "Hey, Jeff," and then ask your question so he knows to look for it specifically. But he will definitely step in if I miss something or anything like that. So now Talens work very closely with Pantone on which of the colors from 11 color families were the most popular, and added a primary set so that designers and like artists would have the basics. And so the 108 colors that they came up with are the top choices from over 2,000 colors. Now this collection includes a wide variety of products like 108 refillable markers, 108 marker inks, and the markers have 4 milliliters of ink capacity in them. The inks are 30 milliliters of ink in those, and then there's also paper pads and what am I missing? Sketchbooks, paper pads, and sketchbooks.
The main difference between the paper pads is that it's glue bound at the top, and then the sketchbooks have the kind of wire binding, but it does have a perforation.
See,
I
we're
can say
excited.
words.
We're excited.
So it has a perforation at the top, so you could tear it off and have a neat edge as well.
Thank you. So, the colors of these markers and the inks, and I go back and forth on them. However, the markers or the marker ink is used to refill the markers. So they are formulated, they're created to work together, but I feel as though they each have a life of their own, as
do.
you'll see when her style of work and my style of work. So these colors are pigment based and light fast so that they remain bright and
They don't
vibrant
fade.
over
That is
time.
Amazing. Yeah. So, and I think that's a massive thing because I'm so used to having markers that are alcohol based, and those are always going to be dye based, and they will fade within a couple of days if you don't keep them in like a folder in the dark
Or your sketchbook or something
Yes.
closed.
And so,
Okay.
like for
Yep.
this to just last,
Light
is-
fast. Light fast.
Chef's kiss.
Yep.
Love it.
And because they are water based, they are of course fast drying, which we're going to talk about the paper pads in a second.
Yes.
And they're waterproof. They have no toxic odors.
No, I'm not getting anything. Like we have the
no,
ink
there's no
out
smell.
here. No smell.
We don't like smells.
We don't.
So they're great for anyone that needs to work quickly and efficiently without, of course, compromising on the quality
Yes.
of materials that they use in their work.
Yes.
And so, let's talk about the paper pads for a
Yes.
second because I mentioned like very quick drying.
Mm-hmm.
On the paper pads, that's where they are very fast drying.
Yes.
However, Emmy, I also have a mixed media sketchbook, and so my dry time will vary, and your dry time might vary based on whatever paper you use. Now, these inks and markers can be used on any papers that you want.
For sure.
I think I told Emmy the tagline is like filled with possibilities.
Possibilities.
And I think that just screams play, experiment,
Yeah.
create, enjoy,
Which is
create. Just
100% your niche. That's where you
literally.
live.
It's just so we find
Have
out
fun.
a bunch of things, right? Have fun. We find out a bunch of things through experimentation. So just know that when I say that, like these will, they're fast drying. They're fast drying on the paper that they were created for. And what else was I going to say about this one? Oh, the true color identity is
Yeah.
on this paper, not as opposed to like on your different papers.
Yeah.
So
And
play around and see what
every
happens.
paper does have a subtle difference because like they're all manufactured slightly different, and if they're manufactured even in different parts of the world, your paper can react differently just because of the water that's simply there in the process
Right.
of making that paper. So definitely the Pantone paper is
design
really
specific.
super absorbent, and that's why they dry so quickly. But they are designed to work specifically with the Pantone markers and inks so that you do get that true color. Because like I just said, I showed the Pantone swatch that was uncoated, and it's an identical match for what I literally
Absolutely.
just drew on here. So that's one of those things where like if you were looking specifically for color in design work, I would use the Pantone
Paper pads.
Paper pads.
Yep.
Now, with that being said, we did both experience this on our own time with the sketchbooks because that absorbency changed.
Right.
Like you were saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
definitely depends on like your application, of course. Like
Yeah.
I use the inks mainly as like painting with a paintbrush, and I'm very heavy-handed with the ink application. I'm very heavy-handed with my markers. So I'm sorry, not with my markers, with the water and the inks. So I know that it's going to require. Yep. See, dry. Boom.
Oh yeah,
Easy.
it's immediately dry. So these are the colors that we're working with today,
Oh,
just
yes,
so
thank
we
you.
all are aware. We have the yellow, orange 021, red 032, rhodamine red,
Rhodamine.
rhodamine, violet, processed blue, green, and black. And we have the exact same thing in the inks, so we can go back and forth.
They're very much so. You can mix the colors, even, but we'll talk about that one because, like I said, I've got to stay on track. So
Sorry,
the
I'm
paper
distracting
pads
you.
and the sketchbooks. The
Yeah.
sketchbooks are available in A4 and A5 size. The paper pads are A3 and A4 size.
Say 5.
Oh, thank you. And I don't have an A3, do I?
It's over there. A3 is the bigger one.
The big one.
Big,
right,
it's the big one.
Here, so this is all we've got with these. Yes.
It'd be massive. You have a question?
Ginger on Facebook was wondering, since they're water-based markers, do they work like a watercolor, and will they work with
Absolutely. Perfect question.
Depending on the paper.
The paper, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just, it begs for you to experiment, and I'm going to touch on that one in just a minute when I start my painting, because these truly are remarkable and literally just beg for you to experiment.
Yes.
So, in the papers, let's say, this is a unique branded paper that's 82 pounds of drawing paper that's truly white, acid-free.
It's lovely.
So your markers are going to dry extremely fast, and the color matching is best on the paper that the markers and the inks were created for. So,
And for anybody wondering,
no
the bleed through.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, because I don't like that.
No, we don't like that.
I don't like that. So, let's talk about the markers here, because, again, I feel as though the markers would be created for Emmy. They kept us both in mind.
They did.
When they created these, because I'm more of the inks and
Messy and super
contained.
clean and contained.
I love that, right? I love that. So, the markers. Now, the markers are dual tip. There's a chisel tip. I don't know if we can, you might have to do yours so that we can see.
I will do the...
Oh, you can, thank you. So
This
there's
is
a
the
chisel
chisel
tip, and then there is the brush tip on the other side.
I need the mat.
You
cap.
need that, yep.
This is why I'm like, contained mess, mess.
Just mess, straight
And then
mess.
there is our brush tip.
And they're made in Germany for Talens, of course. Let's see, 4 milliliters of ink is in this marker. And let's see, the Light Fast, of course, using pigments as the coloring agent. Water-based, waterproof, no harmful solvents, fast drying, very smooth stroke laydown, which is what Emmy has here. Excellent for layering, which I think we both might have an example. Yep. And
Yeah, so I actually did gradients in mine. So I have a one color here where I took one color and went really like light all the way down, built up more layers on top, and then I had a 2-color gradient, and then I had a 3-color gradient. Now I also did the same thing in the sketchbook, because with the exact same colors as well, because I wanted to see that color difference between how absorbent this paper was and how absorbent this is, and how that would affect. And as you can see, like, some of the colors have a slight difference to it, but I will say I think I found that I got that transition here a lot better, just because that wasn't absorbing as quickly, so it was actually still wet when I was trying to blend it. So I can actually show how that works.
Good.
Yeah, later on. But over here, it absorbs so quickly and dries so fast that I couldn't like blend it in like I was doing over here. Which, it's not that anyone is better than the other. It's just that they're meant for different things.
Absolutely. And again, you get to experiment. There's no kind of box that you have to stay in, and you can only do this or only do that. Nope.
Karate chop the box.
Absolutely right. There is no box. There is no box where we are here. No box.
All right.
So I was going to say this cap is a representation, of course, of the
color.
Yep, the Pantone color chip. So it's like its own little color chip with the name and color numbers if needed. And it has
So it says green.
It says green. Yep. And it's got the Talens logo.
It does.
Embedded
it's the
right
tiny
there.
little logo. It's so adorable.
Right. And
hopefully you guys can see that. It is the same color. So.
Yep. As Emmy said, I'm the messy. She is the contained. These markers have been tested where the cap has been left off, and no issues for up to 24 hours.
I am a
crazy
put
it right
person
back on.
Where I put the cap back on and I don't lose them, and I make sure that the same cap ends up on the same marker. I can't have that cap on the wrong marker. No. So,
and I'm opposite. I wonder if that's why we get along so well, because we are just a perfect
we complement
opposites.
Each other.
Complement.
Yes.
Yin and yang. We complement, because I would drive her crazy, which is why we create on our own and come together to play with art supplies.
And then we make a big mess.
Oh, yes. And you're okay with messes because
As long as it's
am a
over
mess.
here, away from my desk.
Valid. Okay, valid point. So,
Okay.
with the markers, let's of
Yes.
course talk about how to care for them
Yeah.
and their storage.
Don't leave the marker cap off if you can help it. But
If
as
had
you
to,
can
it's
see,
part of
if you forget, it clearly isn't like a massive problem.
right. It's not a deal breaker or anything, and it's not going to dry up, like I said, within 24 hours. Now, I wouldn't leave it and go on vacation.
Yeah.
However, then
not a
it's
deal.
sad, but
We
there's
can
a fix
still-
for that.
We can.
Yep.
We can fix this.
So let's see, you stored the markers horizontally so that there's optimal flow between the two nibs. This is not meant to be a disposable marker
No.
because these guys will refill these guys, which we're going to talk about. Now these,
gonna actually
a
put this
30
out of the way to do
milliliter
that.
bottle, this holds 4 milliliters of ink, which means then that you can fill this marker 7 or 8 times from a bottle of ink, and it's made with one like a dropper
Yes, the fit's actually inside of it. Now,
inside.
I put a glove on because we're going
gonna
to
do
show
it.
you how to do this.
And of course, oh wait, let's do, you know what, it doesn't matter. 'Cause
It doesn't. It does not. So again, these markers are pretty new, so we don't actually need to refill them, so we won't actually be refilling
Right.
it. But I just put a glove on. If you have like a paper towel or something that you want to use with
Absolutely.
this, it also works.
Absolutely.
Tweezers.
Tweezers, yep.
So always do this from the chisel side. It's a little bit easier for
Absolutely.
you to do that. And this is a really long nib, just so you understand.
Oh, and there's
So
replaceable
it's,
nibs.
we do have,
Question for
yes.
Oh, yep, sorry.
Can we do the yellow or a lighter one we can see on your glove?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good
let's do that.
idea. Good idea. Thank
This
you
is
very
why we
much.
have Katie.
Losing the nib in the glove.
That's a perfect catch. Thank
That's
you. Oh,
brush.
that's the brush. Okay, so these,
thought I
like I said, depending on how often you use your markers, you might need to replace the nibs every 7 or so fills. However, if like me, where I would just use it, look at how long that is. It's
I know.
such a perfect.
That's why it does take a little bit of effort to get it out of there. And I just a little wiggle and just slowly work its way out, and then
you would take the ink directly to here.
yep, and then
and
just
refill it.
Refill it that way, and it fits perfectly inside that cap. Now,
Absolutely.
There is a bit of a notch as well that kind of helps you fit this back in. So then you just kind of wiggle it back in. Now, if you are replacing the nib, same exact process, just pull that out and then get a new nib. We have the chisel and the brush in case you need either. And then that way you can just replace the nib. And then I'm actually going to just wipe the ink off of the end. Again, I'm a clean artist. You guys know this. I'm going to give
I'm
you
gonna
that.
mess it up all over again.
And then I'm going to let you cap it. And then I'm going to just remove my contamination.
Right. So just know that if, like, you buy this, I kind of equate it to like a fountain pen. You buy it, it's there for good.
It's your marker for life.
Yeah, it's your marker for life. So you just take care of it, store it horizontally, and then you refill it as needed or change that nib as needed, and then literally
I
put it back in and off you go. So
How many nibs are in here? 6 of them.
6, yep.
6 nibs. Oh yeah, there's on the front.
It's
the big
totally fine.
6 on the front.
well, I wanted you to ask so that in
See.
case somebody didn't see the
That's
box
valid.
of 6.
You're as
Yeah.
distractible as me.
See there? That's why we work so well together. So let's talk about the marker ink. Now,
Yes.
remember I said these inks were created to fill these markers. I don't even know if I had the right one, but it's
I think
fine.
you do. Yeah, that's red.
Hey.
Red. Look at that.
Red 032.
Red, red.
But so they're created one to fill the other. So that, however, I do feel as though they have a life of their own. I just
They
think
do.
like, yep.
And that's where like I love that they have the 2 options because we are 2 very, very different artists. You are a more abstract, messy painter, whereas like I do more strict kind of illustrative style.
Yep.
But I mean, even then, I still used the markers in kind of a watercolor kind of way, which was still really fun.
Yep.
So this is the part where somebody was
Somebody
asking.
asked the question about the marker, or can these be used with watercolor? You can definitely use them on watercolor paper.
Yes.
You can use them with like a paintbrush for like painterly effects. Any of your watercolor techniques that you want to do, like wet into wet, or dry brushing, or glazing, which I think I did some glazing here.
Yeah, that's cool.
there's so many things. Or like, can you show on your sketchbook maybe how we do like you can use the marker and have a solid line, or then wet your paper like a wet into wet. Sorry if that brush is probably dirty.
It is dirty, but that's okay. I have another one.
See, yeah, because I don't.
All right, so with the wet into wet techniques, there's the, I can put the marker down because remember this is a less absorbent paper, so it does stay active a little bit longer than, say, the Royal Talens Pantone paper. So if I put down a line and get to it fast enough, I can move that around. And granted, I can still see the mark where that was, but it's like a ghost of where it was.
Right.
But then what's fun is that what I did for the watery background on the tentacle, the octopus tentacle, where I had the blue that was really watery, what I did was I actually laid down water first, and then I went in.
And do you see how it kind of just goes?
Blurs
That's what I
out.
love. And
Then I could even still move it around.
Yep, perfect for paint applications. But you'll notice, it's going to be wet for a bit because the sketchbook paper it's just
It's not
an
as
experiment.
absorbent, yeah, as say like the Pantone. Now we did try to do that on this Pantone paper, and it's not built for that.
I don't think for
don't
water.
don't really recommend that if you want to do this kind of a technique. You do want to probably get a paper that's a little bit more built for water, a little bit thicker, because this is, you said
82 pounds.
82 pounds.
82 pound
While that
drawing
is
paper.
lovely,
Right.
that it's still on that cusp of the water is going to make it buckle, and you might have some unintended buckling that you're not going to enjoy. So just make sure that your paper matches the technique that you needed.
I think that's fair. That's totally fair. So,
So pretty.
and look at how it just
know.
does all the things. You can use these with a dip pen like I did here. Both ends.
Inks,
Yep.
you know?
Inks, glass
But you can
dip
still
pens.
do this too with.
I can do all. Well, remember, I'm the painterly side. So, there's so many things that you can do with these. Like I said, value studies or value scales, glazing. I'm more of a mixed media painter, so I just kind of, I was playing around with different landscapes and such like that. When I say their tagline says filled with possibilities. I just think literally the only thing that you're missing is your imagination, and you just kind of play. This is another.
Oh yeah, that's how I did the octopus tentacles.
Oh
So,
yeah, I'm filling my circle with water, and then I'm going to drop color in. I don't know if I can be seen. I think I can.
Yes.
I can be seen.
Now, do we have a question?
Speaking of possibilities, is it possible to spritz the color on the paper?
Ooh, I bet it is.
I bet you could, 'cause it-
So we have the little Soho spritzer bottles that I am obsessed with. We actually have a couple over there if you want to go
Could
grab
we try it?
some. There might be some that are already filled with water, because you could dilute the ink into a spritzer bottle with water, or you could just put the ink into the bottle
Directly
with
into
water. Because it is pigment based and it's water based, I would see that it probably would be fine to go through the nozzle. I know it will be fine to go through the nozzle, but full power might be a little intense.
That is true.
So,
okay. Thank you very greatly, muchly.
Thank you.
We're gonna try that
Soho
one.
spritzer bottle.
Yep.
Great idea.
Tell me the color.
I'll let you guys pick.
Oh yeah.
What color?
What color?
Okay.
Perfect. Told ya.
Just one drop. Let's do one drop.
Oh yeah, so we can see.
There we
Oops,
go.
I did too.
The audacity.
Shame.
Okay. All right. So, rhodamine red and water.
Can we put a little bit more? Because I want it.
We can do that after I spritz it.
Sorry.
That's still water.
Yep,
Hold,
sorry.
please.
Listen here.
Let me get it through the pump here.
There you go. Okay. Absolutely.
There's a light
Absolutely.
pink. Now,
I
if we
wonder
keep
what would
adding-
happen. Oh yeah, sorry. Because I was going to say, I wonder what would happen if we wet
I
the
can see.
paper and see how it spritzes onto the paper. Let's see if
That
that
was a lot.
Sorry.
This is gonna be fun though. A little shaky shake.
Shaky shake.
It's gonna
Oh
get
my
brighter and
gosh.
brighter. You know you want this.
Uh-huh,
That's you. That's all
So,
you. I'm
Mixed
gonna
media
like
applications are, yeah, literally. Oh, now you need to clean it up.
yes. Again, this is indicative of who we are as artists. I can also see the spritz that just went that way. So I'm
Oh, I didn't even notice it. Thank
see?
you.
Oh, that's really fun.
Yeah,
Look
I was
at
going to
that.
say mixed media applications. You
Yeah.
can, of course, use a colored pencil or use with colored pencils to kind of soften your lines. That's beautiful.
It is
Especially
so
this.
lovely.
Yes, and use them with watercolor. It's literally a material in your arsenal of art supplies that, again, experiment, see what you can come up with. They kind of do it all. You've got the best of both worlds.
You really do.
However, I just feel as though like they made these so that you can have yours and I can have mine.
Now, speaking of a lot more of a illustrative kind of style, because I am working with the markers, I did want to also experiment with using different kind of ink pens because that is something that I use often with my illustrations. So I just went through quite a few different just black pens. So I have a pocket brush pen, the IdentiPen, accurate technical pens that are waterproof, the red ones, the super black drawing pens, and I actually did use the Pantone marker, the brush tip and the chisel tip. Now I liked how they worked. I just didn't get as fine of lines as sometimes that I
True.
would want. Like I go
Right.
with the like 0.01 millimeter kind of a drawing pen sometimes just to get detail.
Yeah.
So I did it in both the Pantone book as well as the sketchbook, and then went in with the yellow, the rhodamine red, and the process blue just to kind of see how, if they would pick up the pens, if they would blend them, if it would bleed, if it would blur. This, again, remember, is a very, very absorbent paper, so everything is absolutely stayed put and it's beautiful. This stayed active a little bit longer, remember, and I tried to make sure I let them dry, but I got a little impatient on at least this one. So you can see that that pocket brush pen, it's not a waterproof ink, it's a water resistant ink. Now that means that it can activate a little bit with water, so because these are water-based inks and markers, it did reactivate just a touch and it gave me a slight blur. But the rest of them have been absolutely beautiful and perfect. Now, I'm pretty sure if I had really let that dry and maybe had it inked for a day and walked away, I could
true.
come back and it would probably be a little bit better, but I was a little impatient. We have a question?
Yeah, could you, I was dealing with something, so someone on Instagram is wondering if they are permanent,
Yes.
Yes.
and then if they are light fast.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We got
Because
yeses.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. They're pigment based, not dye based.
Right.
Remember that. So this is something that you can have out and about and not have to like with alcohol markers and
Right.
alcohol inks. Sometimes you have to put them in a folder or hide them away because the light, any kind of light, will have them fade so quickly. I've had even a piece sometimes fade within a week. And, I was on my sunshine desk over there. So it's a little disappointing when that happens, but these will not fade on you, which is amazing. Now, because I am the illustrator, I drew quickly a skating rat.
She's got her
So,
skating rat that she's going to
I'm very
paint or
excited.
start painting.
Yes,
And
well, you work on an Ophelia painting over there.
And what I did here was just blend the colors, or started with yellow, dropped in some orange, and then dropped in some of the red or rhodamine. And just because it stays wet a bit longer, these will kind of flow and just provides beautiful blends. I also did right here, I took the blue and the green and made this beautiful like turquoisey teal color, and if I tried to do it again, which I did try to do it again, and I could not get it right the second time, so we just have to trust me that it worked. But every single thing that I've tried, the inks have just been perfect with them. And even if I took the marker, all right, I'm gonna put some water down here on my paper. And do you remember when I said I'm very heavy-handed with my paint or ink illustrations? Like there's a puddle, and I just can't help myself. I just can't help myself. So if I've got this space wet with water, and I used way too much water, but it'll stay wet long enough to take this marker, and I'm going to do this side so I can see. And I should have done it up top here. Do you see how it just kind of, you can still get painterly effects or watercolory where am I? Oh, yeah, watercolory effects with it on this paper because, or on any other paper except for this one, because the dry time is a lot longer. That can work for you or against you if you wanted to like hurry up
Depending
and
on what you
close
wanna
this
do.
and left. But, or depending on what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you don't want it to like stay wet longer, then use the marker paper. Or again, the possibilities are just endless. That's
really
just the
are.
thing that I keep thinking.
It just depends, yeah, really, I think on how you function as an artist.
You've already
I have just
got
laid
color
down
down.
one single
Okay.
tone of my
Oh, wait.
green skateboarding mouse.
okay. And I'm gonna get my brush out of the
also
water
gotta do
so that
this.
Emily won't say things about me. I'm just gonna play with this, but I just love that you can, of course, blend your colors out.
Green
You
mouse.
can add more water and make it do like value scales here, and you can take the value scales for as long as you want. I just stopped at 5. Oh, I was going to show this one
Sure.
also, where, for instance, like, not this one is glazing, where I put down, for instance, say a light color and went over it with the dark color, and you can still see underneath. And then I flipped them, where it's the blue, dark, and put the pink, the rhodamine, over top of that, and then I still got the same effect. However, if we wanted to do like, help me with the word, I can't think of it. Go like a gradation almost.
Gradient?
A gradient? Yep,
You
that's
got
it. Sorry.
Listen, words are hard sometimes. We all know this.
Very much so. And it's okay though. That's why we have each other, so that you can complete me.
Oh.
Question?
Yeah, we have a question about how you have them in that palette. If you were to let them dry, would you be able to
I did
wet
this
them?
morning. Yep. Because it's the, what do you call these? Like a
porcelain?
porcelain palette.
You reactivated
Well, I wouldn't
it?
let it dry.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
it
because I
wouldn't
was like,
completely
it's,
dry,
it's,
but yes.
I'm pretty sure it's waterproof once it's dry,
Okay.
right?
But
so
on the
once it dries
porcelain.
in there, yeah, porcelain, because this is also the lid,
Mm-hmm.
so you probably leave it in there in the puddle for a little bit, but once it dries in there, I'm pretty sure.
So you don't want to try to, you don't
I
want
don't,
to leave
it's,
it and then try to
no,
reactivate
it's
it.
not going
Okay.
to reactivate.
Right. Let's not leave it on purpose.
no,
I
no, no.
did because I walk away from things, thus I'm the messy one. And on my porcelain plate, I had no issues getting it off, even in like thin spaces where it would have dried.
Mm-hmm.
It just rinsed right off of my porcelain. I think I was using like a
And you're talking
dish
about
lid.
rinsing though, like getting it off of there.
Oh, it came back completely clean. But
Oh yeah,
try
yeah.
it on
but
what
the
you have.
reactivating it and being able to use it again, no.
Oh, no,
that
no, no.
that would
Yeah.
not work because
That
it is waterproof once it is fully dry. So that would be the part where if that's what you were asking, like if you could reactivate it like a watercolor.
Watercolor.
No,
Right,
no, no.
right, right. Okay, I got you
it's,
now.
it's more permanent once it's not more permanent. It is permanent,
Permanent.
once it dries.
Gotcha.
So that would be something that you would be very very sad about if you just poured out a bunch of
Right.
your inks and then it's just all of it's gone.
And all of
Let's
it's
not
gone.
do that.
So on this paper, because that one will take too long to dry,
Mm-hmm.
if I do this gradient, I am going to, like in a single stroke, put the color down. Now these are of course excellent for layering, blending, all of the things. Just experiment, see what you can do with them, and just have fun. So I've put down color. If I come back and just use this marker over a half of it, do you see how then it's like darker? I can then go right here where the green meets the green if I wanted to soften that out, because now, oops, cap the marker because Emmy is here.
I'm a good influence. See?
So since it's dry,
Sorry. I just
if I
got her
wanted
with my
to, yeah,
paintbrush. Oops.
sorry, and I'm glad I didn't mess up Mr.
No,
Mouse on the
he-
skateboard. We probably need to get him a name.
We need a name. What is my
Someone give us
technically
a name.
he's a rat, I believe. But so what is Mr. Rat's name?
Yeah, on a skateboard. A
On
rat
a
on a
skateboard.
skateboard.
He's a rad.
A
rat.
rat. Yeah. So, if I wanted to, for instance, soften these where the lines meet, I could use a color pencil to kind of blend through it, you know, where I did that over here. I also used masking fluid,
Ooh,
and it works
that's a
beautifully with
great
the
idea.
inks.
Yeah.
when I say that, I keep going back to
Possibilities.
it, the possibilities. That's where you get to have fun, try things that you would not normally try. You just play and create
Me over
and
here
have
just
fun.
doing the things
Oh,
that I would
sorry.
normally do.
And me over here doing exactly, well, I did touch a marker, so I think we're even.
See?
But, like, look, I mean, I just get excited. Please look at this for just a second.
Ooh,
I know,
that's
right?
a beautiful
Where
color.
I dropped in some of the violet on top of the rhodamine while it was still wet.
We were struggling with that word
Yeah,
earlier in
rhodamine,
pronunciation.
I don't know. But
It's
anywho,
spelled
it's a pretty color.
M-I-N-E. I'm assuming it's mine.
Mine, or
We will take
fine.
advice from the peanut gallery.
That is true. That is true. So
Help us understand how he thinks.
I dropped in that color, and they just kind of get to mush on their own in their own time. Did I bump you?
No. I
Okay.
actually dropped too much water
Oh,
out of my
see,
brush.
that's my job, to be
I
heavy-handed
know.
with the
I'm
water.
trying to be a little less.
I keep
his
picking up the
little
same
hands and his little nose and his little. He's so cute. So
Names yet? Anybody?
I'm guessing this is gonna slowly come in, but I am going to actually. The reason why I did that first layer of green is because I wanted to go in with the marker again and start building up those layers like I would as a marker artist normally does, and start building those value scales that are going to give me more form and the idea of lighting on this little guy.
And I can, of course, add water to lighten the value if I wanted to, for instance, like almost create texture or like a value change, but not just to have a differentiation like she's
Yeah.
doing there with hers. So I can lighten the color to give it.
Variety.
My words are gone.
Variety.
There you go. And I'm going to see if I can mix back that same pretty blue I had between the, oh my gosh, there it is.
Ooh, that's a really, okay, you guys know we love our teal around here. That's a really pretty, look at that. On the palette is gorgeous too. Oh,
Yep. I think to get this one, I just added a lot more water. However,
valid.
I mean,
for this.
if that's what you want to do, where I changed my values or came in heavy up top here and then let it just progressively picked up the edge of the bead of ink that I put down with clean water and brought it down. And of course, these just flow beautifully.
they really do. These
yeah,
are some juicy markers.
They are
like, that's
very
one thing I gotta say.
good with color laydown. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oops. So,
As you go, oops.
I was gonna
Such an
do,
Ophelia statement.
And it's usually around you when I've made a mistake. So
You're not making mistakes. You're
or
just
when I make
making
a mess.
happy
you sure?
situations on the
Happier?
table.
Okay, that's fair.
This is why we have tablecloths.
That is fair.
So
That's,
I'm gonna let that dry, because as I layer this down, what's wet will get a little bit lighter as it dries, and then I will go on top of it, perhaps with maybe the blue or the purple to even give it darker values as well. Do you have a question?
We have a couple names.
ooh, listening.
So
Okay.
right now we have 2 on YouTube.
Okay.
One is Freddie.
Freddie.
The other is Arthur.
Ooh, Arthur's
I feel like
good.
Arthur isn't that from a
She's
movie?
not gonna like
though?
it. It's fine.
I feel like that's from a movie. I don't know. I'm iffy about Arthur. It's a good name. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know how I feel about that.
I love Arthur, but it's not my rat. So,
I'm on the fence.
okay. That's
I need
fair.
alliteration though. So if it's Arthur,
You might want to
what's his
scoot.
last
With an
name?
R.
Arthur, like a pirate. He needs an eye patch.
And will you scoot yours over slightly
Okay,
so I won't
fine.
get my color all over it? Because
Here, you can
what I'm
actually-
doing is doing a green.
My tiny little
Yeah.
rat's taking up way too much space. Excuse me.
You can have all the space you want
Yes.
with
You
Arthur.
have a question?
Yep, we're wondering if there are any other types of media that these will work especially well with.
Ooh.
Watercolor.
A lot of mixed media. We also have a couple of colored
Colored
pencils, up here
pencils.
too. So I was
Gouache.
on the fence about adding a little colored pencil to my little buddy here, but I might do that. I have a couple even more
Do you?
different colors down here too. Gouache would be great.
Gouache.
Yeah,
Those are the
all
3 I've
kinds
tried
of
it with, but
things,
experiment.
Really.
Yeah.
It's water-based, so as long as you stick with like dry media or water-based things, I feel like that would go hand in hand. So even your watercolors would work well with this. Like you could do this as a base and then watercolor on top, as long as you... There are a lot more colors than what we have here. We have really vibrant ones. So there are even other markers that or inks that are a little bit lighter in the value, and you can slowly build them up. Got a lot of options. I feel like we just got a name that's a winner. Based off of Michaelia's face. She just did the... I love it.
I have 2 names
Okay.
and a question.
Okay.
The question is, can these markers be used on matte gel medium or acrylic?
I've not tried the acrylics, but I'm thinking
gel
like
medium.
gel medium when you put it down. Oof, I wish we'd have thought of that. Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I feel as though we could. Oh, you know what would be kind of cool?
Wait,
I don't know if we have time for it to dry.
yeah,
Right,
no, that's
yep.
the thing is we definitely don't have time for it to dry. I'm pretty sure it would, because I did actually, I was cleaning off one of my markers when I had a little bit of, actually, this is a good time to show you this, because I was just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this blend. This is a fun way of blending.
Oh, yep.
So I'm going to take my orange marker and touch it onto my yellow marker here. I was cleaning off the nib of one of my markers.
Do you have an empty pad, or are you going to do it?
I'm
I
gonna,
got you.
I'm gonna do this. And so I was trying to go through that color just by scribbling it out like that. So there's a really fun way of getting a blend just by
touching your markers.
Together and getting one ink on the other.
Right.
So I was doing that on glass. I have a glass palette that was over there,
yes,
and
you
it
do.
actually did hold the form. We do have acrylic tiles over there. Would that work? I think we have.
Okay.
Oh
maybe.
yeah, we have. I did a whole varnish show. I forgot about that. So we have a lot of.
Okay, let's try it, because I've only
various
tried
things.
it with
It's
gouache and
really-
watercolor.
They're all really dark though, so I don't know if they're going to show up.
We can try yellow.
We can try yellow, but these are all transparent, so I don't know if that's
Valid
going to
point.
show up at all. Because it's almost black.
These might all be.
Are they all varnish? Might all be varnish, which is not something you would want to. Yeah.
Okay.
They've been over there for a minute. Grab me the acrylic tile. We're gonna try on an acrylic tile, which I think should be somewhere on that shelf over there.
We
Is
do
Jeff?
have an answer from Jeff.
I was about to say, is Jeff in
Yes,
the comments?
Jeff for the win.
Jeff knows
So-
the things.
He does.
Jeff Olson said they can be used over acrylic. They may not adhere permanently. He suggested to use them on gesso or modeling paste, or pre-mix the paint with some water so it's a little bit more absorbent.
Okay.
Wrong.
I gotcha. I think I did with the watercolor. I used the ink as like a base layer almost, and then came over it with watercolors to just see what would happen. So
Acrylic tile.
acrylic tile.
So this is what I was doing with the glass palette. That is a sound. I am sorry.
I love that sound.
Squeaky.
I was saying squeaky clean. Yeah.
It does feel very
Ooh.
squeaky clean. I don't know what's going to happen when I start doing this. It feels like it's mixing a little bit. How I got that like bright kind
now I
of
wanna
green
touch it with my
color.
paintbrush.
Actually, here. Haha.
Oh, good one. Good
That's
one.
better. So you can see. So you can see how like I picked up the
Oh.
yellow and it started smearing around.
Oh, look at that though. It blended each other.
This honestly might be a really fun way of doing a mono print. I don't know, you know? And then it's acrylic, so it's definitely not going to stick onto the
Adhere to
surface
it. Yep, just
very
like you
well.
said.
Just it's very slick. But if you were to take this and press it into printmaking paper, I
Oh.
don't know if the edges of that will blur. It might, but if you're just trying to get like a fun background or something onto a different kind of a print, or try and do like a messy mono print, this might be a really fun technique for you to experiment with. Experimentation and
Possibilities. I just realized, I wonder how cool it would be to like print papers with a jelly printer, using the markers and putting those down as the base, and then putting them, my paper in it. And I'm gonna go home and experiment with that, because that just sounds like it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So sorry. Yep.
you have a question?
Couple
I'm
names.
holding this like a sword.
That
So I have
paintbrush is mightier than the sword.
Austin, This one's my favorite, the Gentleman.
Oh, whole name is just the Gentleman.
Yes.
Okay, I love this.
There's also Archibald.
Archibald. See, I like Archibald better than Arthur. I'm sorry. It's quirkier and weirder, and we all know I lean into this.
Archibald the gentleman.
There we are. Archibald. Good gracious.
I did too.
Yeah, okay, thank
Archibald
you.
the
Archibald the gentleman. I love that. And then she's going to change it because I said I love it.
No, I do love that. That's pretty fantastic.
do
I'm
love
actually concentrating right now on trying not to mess up his little tail.
Oh, okay.
Say Turk.
Turk.
I was gonna say Templeton.
Templeton.
That's copyrighted.
I know.
Yeah,
Turquoise.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. But
I love him. Oh my gosh, I love.
all right,
And
so
see,
I'm
I
gonna
just
try and
get so
do-
busy talking that I don't even do things that are worth doing things.
You
I just start
do.
talking. I just start
Everyone
talking.
give her a big thumbs up in the chats.
It's all good. We don't have to.
Ophelia's amazing. We adore her.
So, just to recap, kind of, we've got 108 108 30 milliliter
30 milliliters.
bottles that can refill our markers, which are 4 milliliters, and
That's
the
hard to keep
markers.
track
It
of.
is. I can't say the word. The markers are dual-ended. You would want to store them horizontally. The inks are made, if I can get the right color. The inks are made to refill the mark. That's not
That's
the right color. Here we are. Yep,
Purple.
to refill the markers, which means that this then is not disposable because you can use
it forever.
chips. Chips.
I think she's hungry.
Nibs. I think
Nibs.
chips. Well, we can have chips, and then you can
I think you
replace
tried to
the
say
nib.
chisel tip at the same time, and it ended up coming out chips.
I think that's fair.
That's happened
way
to me a
way
lot.
to cover it.
Yep.
What a way to cover it. But so then you can replace this depending on how often you use
Mm-hmm.
them. Yours might wear down quicker than say mine. So
Which
about
happens.
every let's say this, it would take like 7 or 8 refills for this to use this bottle of ink, and if your nibs start to wear down, you can replace those. The bottle is made with a dropper inside, of course, for very easy application, like we got it here in this porcelain palette. I just think they are made as the same. However, their lives can be completely different. It's
yeah.
just you can use
I mean,
them solidly.
Exhibit A and Exhibit B.
Exhibit B.
I love that. You
amazing.
have to add your little
Oh, I
your
forgot.
quintessential
I meant to
Ophelia
do
squares.
that.
Now the question is, would you do that with the marker? Would you do it with the ink?
I
Or
would
would
do it
you
with
do
the
that
ink.
with the jumbo jet?
Oh, the jumbo jet will be my mark maker. Absolutely.
Because that's where you usually live, and this
Right.
is in your sketchbook, and you could do that experimentation. Now, even if you were to do this on a different kind of paper that is more workable, like the one that we're working with right now, the multimedia, you could do the same process, and then also still use the jumbo jet in conjunction. Words. We are
Told
struggling.
ya. It's
It's contagious.
Anytime.
It's her fault.
always. Always.
So it's one of those things where like you absolutely could do a bit of both. I'm so glad you're going with the no, that's not even the purple. That's the the turquoise that you
inks
made.
are so vibrant. It literally is.
Yes.
And
I bet you could drag through that as well.
well, guess what we're about to do? Oh, yep. Look at
That's pretty. See, created a monster.
Literally. I'm gonna kind of bring this down. 1, 2, 3, and
Nice.
then I'm gonna
Nice.
bring this guy. Now I'm just working off the fluff because
This is,
right off the edge I went because I forgot. I removed
you don't
the
have
tape,
tape.
and
That's
I'm
okay.
remember it won't dry as quickly, so I'm dragging
It
it,
does
along
take a
as
little
we go.
bit.
Yep, which is why I like it. To
Well,
end
mine
this.
are. It's fully dry already.
Uh-huh. I like the painterly effect I get on a
like the
different
illustration.
paper, but I love your illustration. Are you going to do the board?
I am. I'm trying to figure out if I want it blue or purple.
Blur.
Maybe
Yes,
both.
Question?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Since this jumbo jet is one of your favorite tools, can you remind some of us what that is?
Absolutely. This jumbo, it's the Jerry's Jumbo Jet black pencil. It's made as like a drawing tool. However, it is an oil impregnated charcoal that just makes the richest, most beautiful black marks without the graphite shine, which is why I love using it in my work so that you don't see the shine.
That weird shine.
of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that would be odd with, especially on paper.
Yeah.
With
So,
the
I
inks that you're
love
working
this
with.
thing. Like, I've got one now that's like this tall, where I think I'm gonna get somebody to make it into a necklace for me, because it's literally,
It
it's
needs
now
to be
it's a
encased
baby.
in like
Yeah, that is true.
epoxy resin or something.
Ooh, good idea. That might be a different show. However, yeah. So, like I said, I just this pencil, I feel like, this thing is my right hand in my painting practice. I cannot do a painting without this, because I love to use it for mark making.
It's where you are comforted in your art supplies, which is always fun. And I mean, even though it does have that an oil in there, it's still fine on paper, in case anybody's wondering. And as you can see, it works really, really well hand in hand as far as mark making and using these inks. And then you can go on top of it and still have that work really well. That's why, like, it does have that oil impregnation into the charcoal, but it's not like greasy or oily to where it repels anything.
Nope.
So it
It's
feels like it's like a
Have it
confusing.
here, I'm going to add it to the cart.
Perfect. Perfect.
I just think it's so perfect.
The things we just randomly grab from underneath the table that
We should have
become like.
known, as soon
know,
as they said
it's
Ophelia, we should have been like, okay.
I
usually
can't
automatically
live without
add a jumbo jet to the cart every time, but I didn't even think about it this time.
oops. This is just, I
Alright.
promise you, I don't, it's my right hand. It's my right. Oh, I love it with his little toesies.
I know, he's so cute.
Oh wait, I'm gonna put some of this up top. there.
I'm tempted on, like, he has his little teeth are showing. It's so tiny. His little teeth are showing, and I'm like tempted to color them in, but the only color that makes sense is yellow, because they always have yellow teeth, but I don't know if I
Well,
love
that's
the idea of him
embarrassing.
having yellow
Right, because
teeth.
he would be embarrassed.
You
You
know?
would change his whole vibe.
I
Right.
know.
Because he's a gentleman, so he brushes his teeth.
I know.
Trying to make a mockery of him.
Katie over there was just like,
What
with
did you
his
say?
little hands, he brushes
Oh.
his teeth.
Right?
Oh my goodness. So
wow,
cute,
how
though.
did we take that way off to
Y'all
somewhere?
are
Now do you
something
see why I
else, I
had
swear.
need to keep my notes handy, because I can just
We get a little
go.
distracted.
I do. And so, well, now
This
you
is
should
the
have never
creative
handed
process. It really is.
this. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna.
All right, I just
these
have a
up
couple
here.
wheels to color in, and we are getting really close to the end of our show.
See,
in case
how
you
is
didn't
that? Where
know.
I'm, like I said, I'm always
know.
afraid that I'm gonna stand here because I have too much time left over, and then the show starts, and I'm like,
You
we're
know what's
already out
funny
of
is
time.
that everybody always panics about that, and then all of a sudden
just having
the show
fun.
is done.
Yep. I just love
Because-
it because we're having fun.
Yes, and I really do love. Side note, how well that just 2 layers really defined his whole form and body, and gave him a gut. He has a gut.
Why are you still trying to embarrass him? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. 'cause
Listen, he is proud of his gut.
I'm not
He
gonna-
has all of the snackies.
Snackety snack.
Exactly. Do we ever
Oh, these
settle
are
on a
pretty.
name? What are our name
What was
options
the name again?
I'm sorry.
What would
The gentleman, but Archibald.
The gentle.
Arch?
Archibald the gentleman. That is it. There it is. Done and done.
And he's without yellow teeth. You're welcome.
Yes, because he brushes them with his tiny hands. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Katie.
And back off the rails we go. Literally. All right, I think I'm gonna do.
So, I definitely had to add a little bit of yellow down here just because I feel like yellow trucks would be really fun on a skateboard, but I needed to balance the yellow that was peeking out
I love
throughout
it.
the whole thing. But there is my little Archibald the gentleman on his fun skateboard with the Pantone markers. I really do love how that worked out.
That's beautiful.
So the pink here is actually the Rhodamine red. I used the ink with the smallest amount of water and watered it down here. And when I say smallest amount, I mean I actually did water it down, but I took most of it off the brush because this paper, it doesn't work well with water, while this works a little bit better. And I knew that going in, and I did it anyway. I just wanted a really light pink for the tip of his tail. But then I started going in with the marker, and this is the part where I was working more graphically. So I'm leaning into the fact that I'm not going to get that like beautiful, perfect gradient unless I really were to like, I'd have to be trying to do this for probably a good couple of days just to get that gradient perfect. So that would be something that I would really have to practice on. I jump around from medium to medium all the time. So anybody who's great at doing that, this would be wonderful for you. But instead of, I know that about myself, so I went into it with the graphic design kind of side of it. So I started making those little indications of the form of his tail and using that to find my gradient and have it transition from pink to yellow. And then with his toes and his hands and his ear, I did the same thing with the water with the ink and built up the tips of his fingers and his toes with a little bit more of the actual marker ink. I say marker ink. It's just the ink. That's the marker. Sorry. And then I went over it with yellow. So it was really fun. I think he turned out great. And
Oh no.
look at yours. I love that. So
Just goofing.
another thing that is really great is that how transparent it is. So this is the same color as that, isn't it? So
Just
because
water.
that's a lot brighter, it appears
Oh, true.
brighter. And then because this is a little bit darker, and it's also more orange, so because this is like a turquoise color, that's more opposite on the color wheel. So they're going to kind of cancel each other out and give you a darker, almost black mark.
It does.
Well, up there, that yellow really is making it read green because of the transparency and the glazing technique
I was about to
that
say,
you're
can you
getting.
see the glaze underneath there, or the
Yes.
yellow and orange? I don't know where I'm pointing. You know
There
what?
we go.
I'm going to put it down.
It's
'cause I don't
so
think I
fun.
showed anything. Yep. These have been truly fun to work with.
know.
Just in like introducing them in your style and mine and the possibilities of the art that you can create. It's all around fun. And I like art supplies that allow me to have fun.
Oh, we all do. So, speaking of, I hope you guys all get a chance to try them. Again, if you are looking for any of the supplies that we used on today's show, make sure you go to the website, JerrysArtarama.com, and type in today's class code, which is JL392. Now, I did not forget, though, I did say at the very beginning,
Yes,
we
we
have a
did.
giveaway. Did not forget about that. So, we have a giveaway. Our amazing moderators are going to put that in the chats for you guys. It is a form to click, and you have to fill that out with all of your information. Please fill it out in its entirety. There is one question, which is, what is your favorite Pantone color? Now, you can also tell us in the chats. I would love to know what your favorite Pantone color is. That always makes me happy to know. But in order to enter into the giveaway, that's what you have to do. Now, the actual giveaway, because I almost forgot to tell you what it is the set of 27 markers. 27 markers of the Pantone markers, the 27 set, which is an
Nice.
incredible
That is-
value.
yep, that's nice.
I love these so much, and you guys are definitely going to want to enter this. It
the
is
price of one.
absolutely fantastic. Now, if we're gonna have it open for a week.
Yes.
Correct.
And it's Monday at 11:59 p.m.
Next Monday at 11:59 p.m. is when that's going to end. The form will automatically do it. So in case you are watching this in the future, I am so sorry you cannot enter.
Future.
I mean future.
Future.
But if you are selected as the winner, you will be contacted via our official JerrysArtarama email. How are we contacting people?
It'll probably be from my email.
From email. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. It'll be an official JerrysArtarama email. We will never ask for any payment information or banking information, none of that. So if that happens, don't
That is not
don't
us.
do that. No.
That's it.
So it'll just be a winner is selected, and we will do it that way. So
Absolutely.
I hope you guys enter in the chat, or not in the chat. Sorry, enter the form, fill it out in its entirety, and good luck to everybody who wants to win a set of 27
Have
markers.
fun. Yep. 27. You would have so much fun playing. I should have also said
draw your own rat.
Draw your own rat with a skateboard and name them.
Archibald.
It's just, oh my gosh, these are incredible. This has been incredible. I love that we can represent both of our styles with one product or
Yes.
one collection of products, and there's space for you and space for me,
And everybody in between.
right? Because all we want you to do is just play and experiment.
Yes, which is why a sketchbook is great.
Absolutely.
Love that. And then you take
Absolutely.
what you learn in there and then move it to an official
Finished
piece.
artwork. Absolutely.
All right, that was the show. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being on.
my
I
gosh,
love
you're
it.
the
Everybody give everybody
No, we don't
love,
have to. It's
love
fine.
to Ophelia.
Love.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you
here.
guys for being
we
here.
love having you on the show. We're not done yet. So everybody make sure you do join us next week. She's ready to walk off. Michaela will be back on, and we will have another special guest, Cameron Barker. They're going to be going over the new Liquitex Basics metallic colors. I am so excited for that. They're so pretty. So make sure you join us next week for that. And are you ready now?
Let's do this.
All right, we will see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.